One. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Breaking Free podcast. I'm your host, Nathan Francis. Today, very grateful, very humble, be joined by Luiza Djurovic again. Did I get it right?
Yep.
Yes. Nailed it. Louisa came on 2 years ago, like to the day almost. When this goes up, it'll be over 2 years ago now. So
Mhm.
we've met in person since our last chat. I've shaved the mustache off since our last chat. Louisa's
As you
had
can
her hair
see.
cut since the last chat. There's been a bit going on. I've changed states since our last chat. Louisa, what have you been up to? Welcome back to the show. It's taken you 2 years to come back on. What the hell's going on around here?
Oh, evolution. The,
Yeah.
the soul evolution, which is amazing. Basically, I think since our last chat, I have moved, but I've moved 5 minutes down the road to another apartment, which I manifested to the T. We can talk about that
Ooh,
as well.
okay.
Yeah, it was really, really good. I learned a lot of lessons in that time. I experienced loss as well, as we all do. I let go of my dog, and
Oh,
it's such an incredible experience to watch your dog die. Like I can't even explain like the feeling of it. And so I'm pretty much not even the same person that I was 6 weeks ago. So I'm constantly going through evolutions. For those of you who watched last time, like I was studying and practicing astrology. I still love astrology, but I have moved on from that now. I'm really strongly focusing on helping women with hosting their self-worth, finding their own brand of spirituality, which is what we're going to talk about today, maintaining authenticity, removing shame, removing guilt, and pioneering yourself in the world the way that you want to and the way that works for you.
ooh,
Modern girls in a spiritual world,
love that.
spiritual girls in a modern world, all mixes together.
I love that. And for those that are interested and are new to you or new to me and new to the platform, the links to the first conversation with my awesome mustache will be in the show notes.
We were so cute.
was,
It
that was
was so
me,
cute.
Louisa. That was me growing that we've spoke about off air. That I grew that in my Saturn return. Can you believe that?
Yes, you're going through Saturn return.
I was in the middle of that. Yeah, many moons
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
Mm.
That's a whole other conversation, Saturn return.
It is. Yeah, I feel like we could add it in there. Anyway, that was the middle of my Saturn return. Start of this podcast and all that sort of stuff, wasn't it? Beautiful
And look
mustache
at you
was part of
now.
that.
Look how great you've made this. It's so incredible. I'm
Thank
very
you.
impressed. I'm very
Thank
proud
you.
of you.
I appreciate the feedback, and it's yeah, you know, I've been doing it for a while now, so you sort of get better at it too. Like our first
Yeah.
interview was pretty good, but this one will be even better, eh?
Yeah, they will. They will.
Louisa, let's get into it. So, finding your own brand of spirituality. So, how did you evolve from the astrologist is what you were last time
Mhm.
into this? So, what happened? What's the yeah? You can take the
So
floor.
basically, I'm going to kind of date it back to when I first had my spiritual awakening and really figuring out what that looks like for me and what that meant for me and what I was meant to do with that as myself. And I believe at the time I was so engrossed, I was very online at the time, very in like I was scrolling a lot. Oh, like this is when spiritual TikTok was booming as well, because had my awakening just before. And as I was in the thick of it, that's when it was all presented to me. And I was really trying to find my way through each what is it meant to look like? What am I meant to know? So over the years, the knowledge has come, which is great, and there's obviously so much more. But what I really wanted to understand was what type of spiritual girl am I? And every time I'd look at certain videos or certain pieces of content and reading about things, how it's meant to look, a lot of the time I was like, I just don't want it to look like that. I want it to look like the way that I want to do it. And the way that I wanted to do it wasn't what it was talked about, wasn't what New Age had decided was the best. And then as I evolved through the idea of what spirituality is meant to look like and through being in groups, like as you know, I was used to be very vocal about like an us versus them, the government's terrible, chemtrails are shit. But like I was very vocal at that. I was going to protest and I really removed myself because I found that very draining.
Hmm.
And while I really enjoyed that social justice sort of vibe, the social justice warrior and the spiritual seeker are not paths that you can run together. And there is a point where it hits when the social justice warrior stops, and it's the most noble of its kind. But I really wanted to be more of a spiritual seeker, and then I had to leave that. So then I had to leave, duality behind, and I had to move into a state of seeing everything as it is. And that's where it led me down the road of, okay, maybe spirituality isn't meant to look like anything. Maybe it's I'm meant to look like what I am in it.
Mm.
And that's how I got to this point of, because, I'm not, you look at me and I don't look like a regular spiritual girl. I have had work done. I like nice things. I enjoy putting effort into the way that I look, and I always will. But I always felt a little bit of shame, like maybe I shouldn't be. Maybe I should be more natural. But the idea of that freaks me out. I don't want to be that natural in that way. I wanted to do things my way because my way felt the most spiritual for me. So then yeah, so then I led down this road, and I was like, and I every time I spoke about it, every time I made a piece of content about it, and you may have seen, I found that a lot of women were commenting like, yes, this is me, yes, this is me. And I'm like, well, there's other people here that are feeling the way that I'm feeling. And I'm really big on, now I used to come from a place, sorry, the roadworks downstairs is very loud. I used to come from a place from like, this is what it's meant to look like. You're meant to be doing this, to why can't I look like the way that you want us to? And that's where I got to this point. And that's where I
Interesting.
got to this point because I find it so important that authenticity is such a strong, energetic frequency. Why can't we exist in that the way that we want to, the way that makes us feel good? And that's real. That meant more to me than anything else. And that's when I got down this road now.
Interesting.
Yes, yeah, yeah. And I think when it came to astrology, I love astrology. And I'm gonna let you in on something. I love astrology. I enjoy the personal development side of astrology.
Mm.
I'm gonna be really honest with you, Nathan. I got really over like the constant updates. The moon's in this, you have to be doing this. Don't tell me what I can and can't do. I
Okay.
really was sick of like how many rules there were. And I'm like, why are there rules? Why can I not manifest on any other day? Why,
Good
like, why,
point.
why can't I do this? And I started questioning it. And I was like, and then when I start to question something, I know that I'm like, that's my time to revolve out of it. That's my time to go, oh, okay. Like, you know what I mean? If you're forever a student, you have such an ability to learn. And I'll always label myself as a student, even if I know what I'm doing, even if I can help people with things, I'll always evolve from that. And I remember going, okay, well, and I found it a little bit repetitive, especially like more of the planetary moving horoscope vibe. I found it really repetitive, and I found that I was making content and I wasn't enjoying it and it wasn't authentic to me anymore. But the astrology that I love is like telling people this is the path of your in your lifetime. This is what you're here to do. Go and do it.
That's yeah, that's the way to do it. Yes.
That's the astrology I love.
Yeah.
This is where your triggers will be. This is where you're going to struggle. This is how this part of your chart is going to help you evolve. Use this and go.
Mm. Yeah.
You have free will, you know? And there was parts of astrology that made me feel like I didn't have free will, and I do not like feeling like I don't have free will.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. And also another interesting thing, I at the start of this year I went to an astrology conference, which I was so excited to pay like $1,600 for. It was a 3-day conference, sorry, and I could go to multiple multiple types of talks. It was the information that I got was amazing, but I went there and the vibes were just not like I just didn't feel like I fit in.
Okay.
And I went there with like high hopes of like, I get to meet cool people who also love astrology like me. Because I haven't met too many. I've met a few. And I went in there and I tell you, like I was looked at like a fucking alien. Like someone looked at me like this. And I was like, oh, am I not welcome in here? And that was really interesting. And I feel like in that space, looking back, maybe I'm not really meant to. And it was then like, it was kind of like, okay, my decline of like focusing myself as branding myself as Luiza, who's an astrologer, went away. And it's just now just me.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know what you mean.
Yeah.
You just dropped the label.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I
Mm.
feel like I was also like, astrology was something that I was like sitting behind, but I was like, no, it's not meant to, I'm meant to just know it. But I love knowing astrology. Like I've got a bunch of astrology books up here. I love astrology. I love knowing about it. I love understanding it. Um, but I feel like there was just this repetitive nature of like this full moon's happening. And what really, really grinded me was like, this is the most powerful full moon to like to
Yeah.
have. This is the most powerful new moon to manifest all year. And I'm like, babe, you said that like 4 times this year with
That's
all the
true.
with all the other new moons. I was like, which it seems disingenuous. I'm sorry.
Mm. A lot of it's been hijacked too, though.
I know. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
so I was like, I don't know if I want to be a part of that. And so I left
Fair
you.
enough. Good, but I feel like there's like what you said. It's using that information to help someone rather than say you can only manifest this when Mercury's in retrograde, or
Yeah.
you can only do
Yeah.
this when the new moon's in your star signs. Like, well, each new day is its own portal, so we can manifest whatever the fuck we want every single
Yeah.
day. Doesn't matter if Lionsgate, which was last week, doesn't
Yeah.
really
Oh,
matter. Like today's a portal, tomorrow's a portal.
yes.
Like,
Yes. The only time I'm always cautious, I will say one thing, the only time I'm cautious with manifesting is around eclipses. And
mm,
eclipse historically, in eclipse energy is very erratic. And at the time, before they understood what eclipses were, the world will go black. The sun would go behind the moon, the world would go black, everyone would go into like turmoil. Back in ancient civilization, didn't understand what that was. So it was very dark and intense for them. And in the darkness, you can really feel your fears.
mm.
And I feel like with eclipses, it's an opportunity for anything to come out that doesn't align with you anymore, any fears, beliefs, blockages. They're kind of more visible then. They're present. So I do use eclipses to release. I don't necessarily manifest around them. And when it comes to Mercury retrogrades, I always just notice traveling. I'm like, I might even leave earlier because I know that travel time can sometimes be distorted. Like like planes might be late or might be a bit more traffic. You maybe take longer to get somewhere. I just note that, but I do not live my life circled around astrological events because it can get really exhausting.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. I just found it really exhausting. And that's why I was like, I just like to know it because I would rather people evolve and I want people to be the best version of themselves and like kill it at life. Like I love when I see people kill it at life. And if astrology can help with that, that's amazing.
Exactly. And
Mm.
that's how it should be helping.
Yeah.
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 Not
Rather than
hindering.
distorting it.
Yes, and rather than like hindering and fear, oh, like the
Mm.
fear, and I'm like, just speak like, yes, your ex may text you. Like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? They're gonna like, they're gonna text you. Like, what are you gonna do? You don't have to
Yeah.
get scared of them texting you. They text you, they text you. Then you can deal with it at the time. Do you want to
Exactly.
buy into it again? Do you want to just ignore it? You
Mm.
have free will, you know?
Mm. Mm.
And that was like a very, very visible for me. And I would with Lionsgate, like you mentioned before, is that people talk about like it is such a buzz day of the year. Like people prep Lionsgate, like people make hour-long YouTube videos talking about Lionsgate, the alignment of the stars of that certain day. While they do energetically make impact, it is not the only day to manifest. It's just not.
Mm.
It's just not. And it's very hyped and it's very commercialized. And I think that anything that I do see that ends up being hyper commercialized, like pop astrology is never something that I agreed with, like especially when it comes to compatibility. And if you're a Cancer, like you may not get along with like I don't know a Leo, like you're not going to mesh with the sign. You can bond with anyone.
Exactly.
You can bond with anyone. You can. You will have potential, like maybe potential challenges. There may be friction, but there's also going to be cohesion in the relationship. You meet people to be with them for a reason, to evolve. Not like, oh, you're this sign, I can't date you. That to me is like,
It's a
I'll never
block.
ever, yeah, yeah, I can never subscribe to that type of propaganda
Mm.
because it really didn't like it denotes astrology for the purity and like the magic of what it is. It really
Yeah,
does.
because it doesn't matter whether you're a Cancer or a Taurus or whatever. There's
Yeah.
always going to be that friction between the masculine and the feminine anyway.
Yeah.
And
This,
it's
yeah.
yeah, and then with the manifesting thing you're talking about, like you can manifest on any day, but the key to manifesting is taking action. And I feel like that's been lost somewhere too, that people will just dream.
Oh,
Like I got lost too. Like you dream about it, and then you're like, oh fuck, where is it? It's like we haven't done
yeah.
anything to action it, Nathan. Like that was always my biggest
Literally.
humbling. Like I
Oh, so
wanted a girlfriend, right? Like I wanted a relationship. So I was in my little Saturn return, little caveman phase, which was fine. But it's like I dreamt about it and saw it, but I wasn't taking any action to fucking make it happen until like the
yeah,
last
exactly.
8 months where I put myself back out there. But it's like, if you don't take the action, nothing's going to change. You sort of
That
know
is
what I mean? Yeah.
exactly. And like language and sorry, action is the language of the 3D reality. And the thing that you need to do is like you can put it out there, but you will always be given like you will always have around you enough to get you started.
Yeah.
You may not have all of the tools to see you to the end right now because you're not the same person now as you are when you're going to get that thing that you want, but you have the ability to take the one first step and that will lead you to the next steps and then that will continue on. That's all it is. It's embodying and it's putting in the work. Like a lot of manifesting coaches I do see, they say you need to sit back and embody the feminine and let it come to you
You are the feminine.
and like a little bit of this and a little bit of waiting and a little bit I don't have to do anything and I'm like babe, listen, if everyone was on divine feminine nothing would get done. If everyone was on divine masculine nothing will get manifested because it's all work 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 work, where divine feminine is all sitting back vibes getting all the downloads. If you have a balance of both that's how you create.
Mm,
That's the nature of the universe. It's a balance of masculine and feminine, and we have it within us. You
correct.
can't just sit back and just be like, oh, I'm just gonna like, manifest this, and I'm just gonna sit here and wait for it to come to me. No, put yourself in a space that you have the next first step to take it, and that's when the balls start rolling to you.
100%.
Literally. Yeah, yeah. You fuck
It's
around, you'll find out.
like it's so simple. Like you can put yourself in that space. It's like
Mm.
I'll just circle it back to dating for me because that's where I'm at the moment. It's like, well,
Yes.
yeah,
How
yeah.
is that going, by the way?
How is that going? Well, I downloaded an app called Hinge, which I thought was better than Tinder and Bumble.
Yeah,
And I actually found a Hinge hack. I don't think you've been in the dating space for a while, have you,
I
Louisa? So
haven't. No,
you
I don't know
won't
what it's
know,
like.
but apparently there's this little hack you can do. So if anyone out there is in the dating space, feel free to listen to this one. What you do is you put spiritual in the religion thing, and then you tick the deal breaker box, and then you just sift out all the other garbage, and you get the good juicy stuff.
Yeah, I did see that was selective as well.
I didn't know you could do that until like the last like 3 weeks, and it's just completely changed everything now.
So how are you finding anything?
Yeah, I got to have a couple of good conversations with some women out there on the sunny coast. Everyone's listening
Good.
listening from there. I also went to a singles night
How is
about
that?
a month ago.
How is that? I find them so interesting. Tell
Yeah,
me.
so my brother's friend like bought him tickets and stuff, and I was on the fence. I was like, oh, I don't really know if I should be doing this. But I'll circle back to a conversation I had with a medium on my podcast in January, and
Yeah,
she did say put yourself in more of those spaces. So I was like, oh, well, perhaps this is a chance for me to take some action and put myself in a space. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
anyway, so I'm sitting there having dinner, watching it sort of unfold as I'm just sitting back a bit because we got there about half an hour beforehand. It was in Malula Bar actually, really nice
yeah,
bar there. I don't drink, so I didn't really partake in any of that stuff. But
yeah.
anyway, we walk in and this guy's standing there and I'm sort of scanning the room and that and people are scanning you and it's interesting energy in there.
Very
Anyway,
physical. It's all
I'm
very
just
like,
sitting at a table with my brother and a friend and anyway, I sort of just see a group of people over there, so I'm like, oh, we'll just walk over there and say good day. And I had some good conversations, some surface level stuff, but then I was sitting there at the end with this other woman that was from near where I'm from actually. Had this real in-depth chat about the world and spirituality and who we really are. And I was like, fuck yeah, this is cool. It's like, I was supposed to be there.
mm, yeah.
But I still had that energy of sifting out all the anyway. So there's this girl this is another part of the story. So there's this woman I was talking to on the Hinge thing. And we met up a couple of times and stuff. And anyway, I'm standing there talking to someone else and she walks in the room and we're like eye contact. And I was like, oh wait. I was like, oh, this is interesting. And it's like for me,
Damn.
I used to be in that space and used to have all sorts of things thrown at me, but it's like, well, no, I've done this the right way. Like, I'm not, and she was there too. So it's like, it was pretty cool to have that moment of maturity and being like, oh, I've been here before and I
Yeah.
can handle this in a much more mature way.
Yeah. That's
Whereas
really
we just made eye
refreshing.
contact, gave each other a nod, and I texted her after the night and said that was fun.
How interesting though. Because it's
Yeah,
kind of you're both just like,
haven't shared that with anyone publicly, but here we are.
here we are. I'm so glad I got it out of you.
But yeah, no, singles night. Yeah, it was a really good night. I had some interesting service level conversations, and then at the end, I had this real, yeah, deep chat about everything. And you know how you feel like time can stand still.
Yeah.
That sort of stood still in that moment. We created like this portal, and yeah,
Awesome.
no one came near us for like half an hour, 45 minutes, talking
I
about all
do.
sorts of weird, wonderful things.
That's beautiful. And you always will find a person at the party who has like the awareness that you have. You kind of magically gravitate to each other and then you just lock in. It's the
Yeah,
best. I have
because
happened to me so many times.
we're on a group. There was like a group of us, right? There was this dude talking. There's an interesting energy in there. A lot of people pretend to be someone that they're not. And I
Oh,
walked in there
yeah.
as
Yeah.
myself and went, "This is what I do. You don't like it, sweet. I'll just sift out the bullshit." Anyway,
Yeah.
so there's like
Yeah.
this group of people standing there. I'm already talking to a couple of women that were like teachers and stuff. It's like, oh yeah, we found common ground. I used to be one. I told them why I left, and they just walked off. That's beside the point. Anyway, one of them was asking me about star signs. I'm like, oh, I'm a Cancer, and I don't really follow it much. I'm more into the human design. And this
Mm.
woman just her eyes pricked up. She goes, I'm a manifesting generator. I'm like, yeah, well, I'm a projector. And then that was it. She just walked over to me, and everyone else left.
Oh, yep. Yep.
Fucking wild.
I know some when you're with the girlies and you're like and you talk about anything that's like that, they'll all just
Yeah, she literally
yeah.
did that reaction. She like her eyes just like went boop.
And it's like, oh, something I can talk about.
Yeah, human design. How good. They're
Human
like
design.
the other people are like, what's that? They're talking about like personality tests and all this other shit. I'm like, nah, I'm just a projector. They're like, what? I'm like, the other chick was just like over here and bang.
Yeah, come here. We're gonna have a chat. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
amazing. It's yeah. If you honestly, if you continue going to little dating circles and be like, I like human design, you will get like a little like bees to like
But yeah, it's a
approach or something.
very interesting energy in a very interesting space. And yeah,
The
I'll probably go to another one. I reckon it'll be fun as.
thing is, I'm really glad that Nathan that you went to that because the Nathan that I met a couple of years ago,
Here we go.
you didn't give me the vibe that you would do that.
Really?
Yeah.
Haven't I evolved and changed then?
Yeah, I was like the Nathan that I knew years ago when I met you years ago. Like you did not give me the vibe that you would go into singles night,
Didn't I?
and I find
What sort of vibe did I give off?
you
Let's
a lot
just
more closed off.
I was very closed off to a
Yeah,
lot of
but you
things
were going
back
through
then.
Saturn return, and
I was, yeah.
you- I think you were also really like managing your purity at the time.
Yeah.
I think you were really going into your journey of like purification from the past that you had, and were really embodying. And I think like you were really kind of keeping yourself sacred.
Mm.
So,
I
but I'm really
was.
proud of you. I
I
really
was
love
keeping
that you.
myself sacred. I didn't have sex for 3 years, and I've had a little bit more of it in the last 6 months. It's been interesting having a deeper connection with women rather than just
Yeah.
the bing bang boom done in 30 seconds sort of connection. You know what I mean?
I'm so glad you have more connection. It's fun. It's fun.
It's building the intimacy, building the connection, and doing it in a more mature way.
Yeah.
Has been really really awesome for me. I don't know how we're talking about this right now, but here we are.
You and I do this.
None of this is being edited, by the way. Everyone listening and
No,
watching,
none
it's
of this
had a
thing.
little,
You and I just end up there. Do you know
yeah.
what? But I feel like when you, without like, I'm not a part of like the community of like, what's it called? Like the tantric community. I'm not a part of any of that. I don't really talk about any of that. But I do find like as you become a lot more spiritually evolved, you become more aware of like the power of what like sex magic can do and sex can do. I find that when you're in the moment as well, like if you ever notice, like the whole world like it shifts into another dimension.
Yeah, you open a portal.
Yeah, yeah, and I feel like I'm in one. So instead of just like noticing like the pleasure and the action, but noticing the actual room just changes.
Oh yeah.
Really, it's really, and I started noticing that maybe like over a year ago,
Yep.
which I found really amazing.
And I noticed that when I had my first encounter after 3 years.
Oh,
It was
see
a
that?
totally different thing because I didn't come from a place of something or sadness or anger or I just
Yeah,
want to get this off and get this done or like
yeah,
that's I find a bit of an ego sort of thing about it. I came from a place of something. It was either like it was just something that I came from. it was different each time. This time it
Mhm.
was like, this is my choice. This is her choice. This is like a connection. This is deep, and yeah, it was completely different than what I had previously. And I was like,
Oh,
wow.
that's beautiful though. How cool you got to see that too. What that
Yeah, but
all.
you can sort of like control your breath too and sort of enjoy the moment rather than
Yes.
getting caught up in the lust, I guess, really
Yes.
of it. So you're sort of looking at it from a different lens, and you're right. Like I was looking around, going, "What have we just created here?" Like you
Yeah.
sort of just sit back and go,
You're not in the
"Wow,
same space. You as you've
nah,"
started, like
because
you're
you've
somewhere.
let go of all the stuff, I guess,
Yeah.
to enjoy that moment with that person.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
like, "This is fucking cool. Why didn't I do this work freaking 10 years ago?"
I know, but like it's the universe will only give you as much as you can handle. And like I
Yeah,
think you now can host that and
yeah,
hold that in its entirety and respect it.
100%.
You ages ago had to was like
Yeah, me ages ago was in the middle of a Saturn return and was like, I'm shutting
look,
myself away from society.
yeah,
I'm scared to do anything.
yeah, yeah. But how cool. Your evolution has been great. I really
Thank
like
you. Yeah. Singles nights and bloody all sorts of stuff. Went night clubbing at the start of the year for the first time in bloody three
You went
years.
night clubbing?
Yeah, a friend of mine broke up with her boyfriend around New Year's, and she came over and was just this random chance. She's like, "Oh, I want to go have some fun." Brother and I are like, I don't really own a good pair of shoes anymore, but I sort of had some in the cupboard and went fucking blew the dust off them and put some good clothes on, and
Yeah.
yeah, wild. I was felt really old in the space. I was just standing there, just looking around, going, "This isn't really my space anymore." But I'm happy to be here for my friend. But other than that,
Yes.
like, I got to get out of here.
I know it's weird. It's weird when you come to and you're like, oh, I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah, it's just like just a different. Yeah, it was fun. It was good. Like she's 22 and she had her moment and had her fun, and I was just standing
Yeah.
back, just looking around, going, "This is not really my thing anymore." But it was nice to have that moment of, yeah, what I used to do in there was probably not appropriate for a podcast.
Have we all done weird shit in clubs though?
Yeah, oh,
Well, done
absolutely.
some
Yeah.
weird shit in
I don't
clubs.
know whether you want to delve down that little path, but yeah, absolutely. I don't know if the audience would want to hear what I've done in
I
a
feel
month.
like a lot, yeah. Boredom. I honestly feel like those years, like I'll never stop like loving those years of my life when
Same here. Oh, yep.
those like when I was wild, I was like, God, like she built me. You know what I mean? She
Yeah,
built
I love
me.
that.
Like all those intense, like the dangerous things that I put myself into, like the experiences that I had. Like I'm like, girl, like you're amazing. You created me, and I
That's
love
the thing about guilt and shame. I had so much shame for that
it.
older version of me. Like I resented him for the things he'd
Yeah.
done to women and the way I used to live my life. That when I met you 2 years ago, I was in the midst of that. I was like, I hate that guy. But then around that time too, I found that drunk photo of me that's on my Instagram still pinned, and I'm in that nightclub and I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I've
Yeah.
gone back to that guy and showed him some love and affection and been like,
Yeah.
mate, we're rewriting a story, and that guy was part of my story of who I
He
am now. Yeah, and there's
exactly.
no need to resent that older version of. If anyone's listening, that older version of you that
Yeah.
might have said that thing or did that thing or treated that woman or guy that way. It's like, well, that's part of your story and part of your
Mhm.
own initiation into who you are now. And
It
for me,
is.
it was an awesome place to be like, you know what, I'm just going to grab that guy and hold him and say, look, we're going to write a whole new story. You're going to
Yeah.
have a little bit more muscle, you're going to be a bit more tan, you're going to have a mustache for a bit, and then you're going to treat women a much better way than how you were before. But the
Yeah.
way, you know what I mean? Like just reparenting that guy
Yes.
helped me so
Yeah.
much. Just to hold him and say, bro, I've got you.
No, it's like,
It's
yeah,
all
and you're
right.
like, it's okay.
You've been
You know,
drunk and high at a nightclub. It's fine, mate.
yes, yeah, you did some, you've been in rooms with criminals. It's okay. Like you're
Yeah,
fine. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
You used to go to strip joints all the time. It's all right.
It's fine. And
Yeah.
I that's why I love that you just said that it's removing that shame of who
Oh,
we are in the
yeah.
past. Because shame is like the thought of like that we're just a bad person and we don't deserve the things that we love because of the shame. And that's
Mhm.
so not true. Because if it wasn't for that girl who was wild and did really like insane things or made some really weird decisions, and I'm like, well, she started me that for what I am now. She like she was the platform, and then I went up from there. And I'll always hold and I'll always like love her for everything. And if you've noticed, like, I'm not sure, Nathan, if you've noticed this, but when you look back at the version of you that you are, you notice there's core similarities, like in every step of the way. And then mine
Ooh.
was always, I always stood up for myself, and I was always authentic, even if I was a little bit more emotionally unregulated and I had a little bit more ego. And I always noticed throughout my history where I just did not back down and I stood up for myself. And now I just do it in a way that's a lot cleaner, more refined, and I have a lot more knowledge about communication than I did back then. So you see, there's so many, the parts of who I am now is not completely removed from that girl, but there's a lot more awareness now.
Yeah, I agree with that too, because I used to always
Yeah.
use pickup lines or humor or,
Yes,
say a funny thing. Like I
yes,
still do that now, but in like a mature way.
and healthy. Health.
Yes. Yeah. It's like, well, because 2 years ago when I met you, I was like, well, this is the way I used to be. And, it was funny at the time. It's like, well, I didn't really know what fun was anymore. Like my whole view of fun was completely different. I was just, as I was talking to someone the other day, actually a woman, and I said to her, I said, I didn't know how to have fun anymore. Like for like 3 years, two,
Yeah.
3 years, I didn't know what fun was. Like I become this stiff, this real serious version of myself. I took everything seriously. So I didn't know how to have fun anymore because I was like, my whole world's just been turned upside down, the view of myself and all those things. And yeah, and now it's like I've adapted some more fun in my life. Like I did a video in February or March, just doing some karaoke, put it on TikTok. Oh, I was dancing a sandstorm in another video.
See? Yeah, you can have so much. You can still have fun and be goofy and
Yeah.
play.
But
And I
like
think,
I had so
yeah,
much shame around it for such a long time.
yeah, it's so interesting.
It is, isn't it?
It's also sometimes when you do come from like a party background,
Yeah, that was me.
it's almost like how do you have fun outside of being like a party boy, if you
Mm.
will, you know what I mean? Like a lot, and I see a lot of people like if they go, if they stop going out as much, or if they, kind of retreat to more of a home life, they really kind of like remove all the play. You can still,
Yes, that was me.
do you know what I mean? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
you can still play. And I literally wrote this down in one of my posts the other day because I went to the Eka on Monday, and I've been going to the Eka since I was 2 years old, not even two
What's the
years.
Ekka, by the way, for those that aren't in Queensland?
Sorry. It's like it's a show. So it's
Yep.
like an exhibition. So it's like rides and animals and exhibits,
So if
and
you're in Victoria, like the Royal Melbourne Show, like
it'll be like
whatever.
that. And
Yeah,
then it's
yeah.
like a Sydney Easter show. So it travels, but
Yep.
it comes around every August. It's my favorite thing to do every year, and it's a place where I just go to play. And like
Cool.
and my inner child came out, and I'm like, girl, I'm taking you to the Echo today. We're going. I held her hand. I'm like, we're going together. And I just sat there and just enjoyed it all. And because I'm on this reset at the moment that I'm doing like 90 days of like no drinking, sugar only once a week, no phones half an hour before bed, half an hour after awakening, no alcohol, blah 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 blah, limited dairy, and no caffeine. So I'm really like raw dogging a lot.
Good.
So, but I went in, that was my one day of sweets. It's my one day of sweets. And I allocate one day when I can have refined sugar, all the other days are all like either healthy sugar. And do you know what, Nathan? It's so interesting when you limit yourself from something, you only give yourself a little bit of it, it tastes better, and you get the burning desire of being excited about it more. And I left the whole day. I was like, I'm going to eat the yummiest food today because I've let myself on this day. It's like I gave my inner child this much for this day. And I came home, I was so satisfied.
Mm.
I was so happy to kind of, it's almost like I've been disciplining myself again.
Mm.
It's really interesting.
I
And
can
it's so much
resonate with
fun.
that.
Hmm?
It's like fasting for me. Like I look forward, like I fast during the day. I sometimes do
Yeah.
3 or 4 day fast, different things, and I go, oh, I'm going to enjoy food today. Like you just enjoy it more because you haven't. Like,
You
yeah, I feel that.
do.
Even like when I intimate fast, which I do a lot, like I look forward to lunchtime. Like, what's for lunch today? I'm like, I haven't eaten since last night, so yeah, let's go. Like, I get excited
Yeah.
about it now. Yeah,
Yes. And
more of
that's so cool.
appreciation for it, I guess.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. And that's just, this feeling. And because I'm part of a spiritual school at the moment. I'm not sure if you've heard of Mami Onami, but I'm part of a spiritual school, and she talks a lot about so many different types of spirituality, but she talks about the erotic. And the
Ooh.
erotic is not actually to do with sex, it's the want for something. It's that
Oh, I get ya.
it's
Yeah.
that the erotic is the wanting. Doesn't have to be sexual, but it's like the want behind it. And I'm learning like all the things that I give myself limitations on. I want them more because they're limited.
That makes a
Yeah.
lot of
So
sense, hey. I know
yeah, it does.
I know you don't have to take it sexual, but it's still a want.
It's a want. It's the desire
Yeah.
to do it. And it's the things that you do to go get it. It's the journey in itself. Yeah.
Interesting. We could take that in so many different ways, hey.
So many different ways. That's all of the podcast episode.
It is, isn't it? I mean, yeah, I can't believe some of the things I've shared in this one, by the way. It's a very, very good episode. Is there anything else you'd like to share, Louisa? Like, how can a woman find their own. So, actually,
Brand.
how do you help women find their own brand of spirituality in a
Well,
modern way?
so the way that I really like to depict it is knuckling down and nailing in the idea that whatever their life looks like is spiritual in itself. The way they like to work in the way that works with their spirituality is okay. And to not feel shame of the way that you look, of the things that you're into, or the things that you might do, because you're still going on a spiritual journey regardless. And I think it's so important to have that self-love around all the things that you like, not shame the things that you like, not walk away from the things that you love that make you happy. Because in essence, like we need to feel completely happy and solid with who we are. And if
Yeah.
that means that I go get Botox, that's just going to be part of my journey. That's going to be part of my journey because that I like it and it's okay. And that's where so many women that follow me go, oh, like I love it. It's so refreshing, this ability to be like, she's not going to shame me for the way that I look, or she's not going to shame me for liking hardcore music. You're all welcome here. You're all welcome here. And this hasn't been released yet, but it will be by the time this podcast gets released. This is actually kind of works out. So tomorrow, which is the 14th of August, I'm releasing a container. So I don't have enough followers on Instagram yet to do paid subscriptions, but I'm doing a container on Telegram where anyone can send me messages and I will answer them in voice message in the chat, which will be any in-depth questions about spiritual journey, modern girl and spirituality in a modern world, self-worth, guilt, shame, handling anxiety, and anything else in self-worth. Did I say self-worth? I did. Okay, yeah, because self-worth is a really, really big one for me. So I'll be touching on all these topics that I talk extensively about in my Instagram, but it's gonna be more personalized experience. It's just gonna be me and you guys, and there because the answers will be shown in a whole group. Everyone will get access to those answers as well and insights.
I love
Yeah. So it'll be $27 a month. And you just pay me and then I can just yap.
it.
I just love
You've been yapping today on this podcast.
yeah.
I've been yapping too. We've been yapping about bloody
Everything.
singles
Yeah.
nights and stuff that I do in my personal life that I probably should share more of this stuff, I feel.
Yeah, you should share more of your personal life. We like it. Your evolution.
I did write an article actually, that is on my Substack. I wrote an article about that singles night, so it is kind of already out there.
Oh, do you
It's
have
just more
Substack
out there
too?
now that I've spoken about it, I guess.
Do you have Substack as well?
Yeah.
So do I.
Mine's good. I write a lot of good articles on there. I'm using I had an old blog on my old website,
I remember
so
your blog.
I'm gonna eventually rejuice them up and put them on the Substack.
Do it, and then you can charge.
Yeah, eventually, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
this podcast will be part of it too. We'll have like a inner sanctum.
Yes.
Yeah. So then, we could just end the recording now and then jump on Substack, have a more intense sort of
Yeah, yeah.
setup. Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing. Does
They can
Substack
ask
have
my guests
video?
the Q&A, you know what I mean?
Does Substack have video?
Mm.
Like live video?
Not live, but I'm not. I need to look into it.
Yeah,
But there's
because
like
I'm on Substack
Patreon and
too.
all sorts of different platforms.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, yeah.
But anyway,
Oh,
that's yeah.
and I'm also building an app,
Oh, that's
but I'm
exciting.
doing it myself.
How?
It's just me and AI.
What's the app
Me
entail?
and AI.
Are you ready to share the juiciness of the app or not?
I'm not going to share the intricate details of it,
That's all right. We'll stop recording and tell me off air.
but it is going to be just a women's wellness app,
Nice.
designed by me because I'm building the whole thing from scratch. I've got
Yep.
like I'm through a development site called Lovable AI, and I'm building it exactly how the way that they want it. Because I've seen a bunch of host websites that do host apps, and I just didn't like any of them. And I thought, well, I can do anything, so I'm going to build an app that just
I've just written that down. Lovable AI.
yeah. It's
Hmm.
actually it's so great. It's really good. But yeah, so I'm building an app as well.
Love that. That's
Yeah.
good. You're putting it all out there. I love that. So you had the evolution's change in 2 years.
The evolution's changed in 2 years because I've been less worried about what I look like in the world and more concerned about how I can show others to be okay with it.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. How everyone can be okay with the way that they look in the world and like themselves, their authenticity, like their innate nature, the person they came here to be, without worrying about how it's meant to look like. Because New Age spirituality, like I'm not going to lie to you, I kind of like I walked away from it a little bit. I was like, I don't really want to be part of this community. It's a really judgmental community, and I don't enjoy this. I don't enjoy feeling judged, and I enjoy watching other people judge each other online. Like the comments that you see on posts, and people are so cruel to each other, and it's just all like projection, projection, projection. Um,
Mm.
people projecting on girls, beautiful girls online saying, you're not spiritual because you wear makeup. And I'm like, well, fuck, yes, she is. Yes, she is. And that's okay. And whatever you do also is spiritual because it's for you.
Mm.
And, I'm really big on like, you just notice it. You just really notice it. And I've calmed down a lot with my like Instagram arguments. I'm just like, I still like have a little bit of like, oh, I love him a little bit, but I know that it's not healthy in the end because you never get a good result
No.
arguing with people and like you don't often get a good result because I'm going to be really honest with you. A lot of people who put down others for the way that they look without knowing anything about them, like people who either fat shame or talk about people
Yeah.
by their image without knowing what they look like. I'm going to be really honest with you. I don't find them at a high level of intelligence. And I say that in the way of like emotional intelligence, because your inability to notice how you're behaving through openly hurting someone, but thinking that it's okay, to me, you don't have a high level of self-reflection. You don't have a high level of emotional intelligence. I wouldn't even bother arguing with you because like it's no point for me.
Yeah, just
You know,
thank you for boosting my algorithm. I'll talk to you later.
I have been, Nathan, attacked for one of my videos that's going, actually it's still going, it's like 130,000, almost 140,000 views.
Where is it?
And I'm writing Balkan superstitions. It was nothing to do with my page. It was just like superstitions I learned as a kid.
Oh yeah.
And I absolutely grilled for my lips, like grilled for them. And I love all the people abusing me for it because I'm just like, you guys are abusing my algorithm.
Really?
Yeah, I'm getting grilled for it. You should see it.
TikTok or Insta or both?
Both. Insta was worse. But I kind of was like, I don't comment back to the men because I'm like, men,
What's
men shouldn't
going
be
on with
commenting.
men? They're not really
Like
men though, are they?
I don't want to comment on like men shouldn't be commenting on the way the women look. So I'm like, you don't have a right. Like, shut up. Whereas the women, if the women comment and I'm like, you as a woman should know better than to put down another woman. Let's not do this in 2025.
Well, that's what we're
Let's not,
doing in 2025 though, isn't it?
you know what I mean? We can't be like,
Yeah.
why put the way we look? Like we all look different. That's the beauty of the world.
But there's so
You know
much
what I mean?
judgment out there though.
So much judgment. And that's what I
And it
so
doesn't matter what space you're in, whether you're fucking conscious or unconscious, whether you're whatever it is, like yeah, I feel you on that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like judgment is huge and judgment. And what I'm learning massively is if you're judging, you're jealous.
Yeah, but
Fact.
you're also seeing like, what's that saying about the mirror? It's like what you're seeing in someone, you see in yourself anyway.
Yeah. Or you're seeing the lack of in yourself.
Yes, correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And look, in my spiritual school, people do ask her questions. And I remember this one question she answered where one girl was like, I'm judging girls for, having surgery but being spiritual at the same time. And she's just like, who am I judging? And, she replied with something that I've grabbed it and I've run with it. It's like, because Mummy and I was like, I'm actually very natural. She goes, I'm very pioneer for natural. But for me to judge someone who puts a lot of work in the way that they look, I'm actually judging myself for thinking that I do not have the time or I'm not putting enough effort in to the way that I look. So it's actually not the way that they look, it's the fact that this other person has put in the effort and time and investment into themselves to look a certain way. And that is what people get insecure about because they don't feel like they have the time, the effort, the money to do that.
Correct.
Really, it was like I was like, whoa, I love
Mm.
it.
But it's the same when I started this too. Like,
Hmm.
people are criticizing all sorts of things to do with me and starting this. It's like, well, you can go and start one too.
Of
Like, we
course
all
you
have the
can.
power to do all this stuff, yet you're gonna just
Yeah.
nitpick. It's like, who cares anyway?
Yeah. Yeah, who cares? It's so weird. Like, who cares what people are doing? But it's so interesting, as you do evolve and you just notice like the broader scape and you can just see everyone's insecurities so clearly and they expose themselves blatantly.
Mm.
And they
But you
think they're
can,
being,
yeah.
yeah, they think
But
they're being really cool about it. But anyone's exposing themselves as soon as they're passing judgments or comments in a way that's like with intention to hurt or intention to belittle, it's like you've exposed yourself immediately.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
you gotta have a thick skin to be in this space.
yes. That's why all like the messiahs were like hated. Like Jesus was hated, and he was like, everyone just like chill, like love each other. Like, you got this. You can be as powerful as me. And everyone's like, you're dying. Like you're
Yeah.
out.
That's where
You
it
know
probably started.
Yeah, yeah. I think that a lot of people who stand up and have the bravery and the courage to be themselves in the world and show others how to do the same will cop a lot of backlash, and we will. You and I will. It's cool.
Yeah, doesn't worry me.
My algorithm.
Just keep boosting my.
Thank you.
Yeah, as long as you comment, so then your friends of friends see it, so it might actually change their life, even though you're calling me whatever you want to call me. Have fun
Yeah,
with that. Thank you very much.
yeah. Love you. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Sometimes they're bots too; they're not even real people.
I know. And do you know what? Sometimes they I've noticed they're burner accounts for rage
Yeah.
bait. The rage baiters, but the
Mm.
rage baits always get like the mums. Like you'll always have like rage baiters on certain accounts and they'll say something and you'll always see like a Facebook mum like ropeable at like what they've said, but they're a rage bait account.
Mm.
Rage bait accounts, like they're actually good because they can boost your algorithm because then people comment on theirs and then you can if you use flip it, you can use it to your advantage.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just got to learn how to get them to comment on your stuff. You just
Yeah,
got to say something a little bit controversial, and you're already on them.
I know. Yeah. It's a little bit controversial, a little bit like, oh, and then everyone just runs to it like they flock. Herd
Yeah.
mentality.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah.
So if a young woman's listening to this, Louisa, what
Mhm.
can be their first step to finding their own brand of spirituality in this upside down, backwards side up modern society?
So the first thing that I would do is list out all the things that you enjoy doing.
Oh.
If you enjoy, like, what do you love to do? What do you absolutely love doing? What music do you love listening to? Do you love being outside? Do you love spending time with animals? Do you love, you know, doing beauty rituals? Do you love self-care? And let yourself know that all of the things that you love doing are exactly meant for you. That's why you love them. That's why you love them. And if you are someone who, you do enjoy listening to like heavy metal music or even rap music, but you love doing a meditation, that's okay. That's okay. If you love it, you love it. And that's for you. Because it makes you happy and it brings you joy. If you're someone who, you do breath work, but then you also like, if you go out and have like cocktails on the weekend, that's also okay. If it works for you, it works for you. If there's things that are not working for you, consciously let them go. If there are things that are working for you, keep them. If there are things that you can have better regulation with, do that as well. Your brand is of spirituality is specific for you only, and it's not up to anybody else to tell you. But I think always keep an open mind of what things may work for you because you may find things that you like along the way, and you may evolve at the same time. You might start enjoying other things too. That's also okay. That's my first step.
I like it. I like it because I feel like it can be a one size fits all
It is,
approach
yeah, yeah.
at certain times.
And I just couldn't fit into that anymore. I was like, I can't be here. I was like, I'm gonna make my own spirituality. I've said that before. I'm like, I'm gonna make my own. But that's the beauty of it. Go make your own. go
Yeah,
make it.
whatever works for you, you know.
But if, if you want, like, if you want a creator, if you want someone who's going to speak this language for you, if you want a space that you're never going to be judged, you're going to feel comfortable, you'll always feel safe, and you'll always be accepted, I will always be someone that you can trust with that because I'll never make anyone feel like they can't be in my space.
And
I'll
I've
never
been
make.
in your space in person, Louisa, and you definitely do not do that. Just putting it out there for those who are listening and watching.
Thank you. You'll never feel like I'll never make you feel like you're not, you're not someone for, before because of what you look like, who you are, what you do. You're always welcome with me.
Love that. Another awesome conversation to put in the book here. Well done.
Yeah, yeah. We'll meet back in 2 years and see how much we've evolved. Yeah,
Yeah,
love that.
wow. I'll be 33 by then.
Who knows if we're on the dating scene?
Yeah. Who
Dating
knows?
updates.
Wonder what that's evolved. Wonder how that will evolve. It's already evolved in like 6 months, really.
I'm excited for it. I'm excited for your journey.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
thank you.
All right, is if someone's new to this, they found it somehow. Where can people find you, and what's the best place to find you?
So I'm on TikTok, like Imperium Goddess, same with on Instagram. I do have a Substack as well where I write articles. So they're
Nice.
kind of deeper, a lot deeper dives or other kind of topics that I like talking about. I ramble a little bit, but so my Substack is my name, Luiza Djurovic, and then the actual name of my Substack is Modern Mystics.
Okay.
And then by the time this is released, my container will also be available. So it'll be $27 a month. You have access to me. You send me messages, I'll reply in the chat and we'll go into in-depth about anything that you're going through, what you need advice on as well. And then I'm also building an app at the moment, so stay tuned.
So, is there a link to? There will be a link in the show notes for people to access
Yeah,
the Telegram. They can just click on a button on there and be
yeah,
like, "Yep, this is the group." Da 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 da. Yep, sweet.
yeah. I'll take you to the landing page where you make your purchase, and
Yep.
then I'll add you manually to the Telegram group.
All right,
Yeah,
so we'll put the landing page in the show notes for those that are
yeah,
interested. All right,
yeah,
Louisa,
yeah.
thank you very much. Let's not wait 2 years this time.
No, let's not.
Let's do
Let's not.
one
Let's
more
go.
before the year's out, hey?
Yeah, let's have a chat. Yeah, because
Yeah.
there's a couple of things in here that I think we should circle back with.
Yeah, so I think I should come down to Goldie and we do it in person. It'd be even better.
Oh, that'd be really cool. Let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that. I'll come down for a couple of days. It'll be good.
Do it.
I will. It's done already. It's already happened.
I love it. I love it.
Thank you, everyone, for listening and watching. Thank you, Louisa's followers, for jumping on here and having a listen. Thank you to my own and whoever else found this podcast. Thank you
Yes,
all
thank
for tuning in. Louisa, we'll definitely get you back on and we'll do
you.
part three.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. There's more guests coming, guys. I'll talk to you all very soon. Everyone stay healthy, stay well, and keep being authentically you was the chat from today. So
Yeah.
we're over and out. Cheers.